Welcome everyone, this is Alcro, and today the forging trailer has been released by the official Hypixel Skyblock YouTube channel. It was pretty hectic. There was a frick ton of chat just flowing down the live chat feed, and it was just going absolutely crazy with people spamming tree emojis, and everyone was in disbelief of the forging update actually releasing after a whole entire 6 years of waiting. Now I'm just gonna do a small cover up on my end of my thoughts on the forging update, and also a few things that might play around with dungeon players. Now first things first, I'm currently playing on 1.20.4, and as you can see, you can literally kind of just swim for like you players that are like stuck in 1.8.9 and never actually play on the newer versions. So basically this is what it's gonna look like in the forging update whenever you're playing on the newer version. You can actually swim and get into tighter spaces than you could not get into before. I bet all our virtual girlfriends would like that. Yippee, I'm swimming. But yeah, another thing I want to cover is ghost blocking. One of the biggest features in Hypixel Skyblock for dungeons to get secrets and making secret routes. The problem is though is that on a higher version, as you can see, I'm trying to make a ghost pick and it legit just does not work. This is because on the older version of Minecraft, there was things you could do that then got patched in the future with the newer versions of Minecraft. But since Hypixel was stayed on 1.8.9, we were able to ghost pick as much as we wanted to because they never updated the game version. And now due to it being a new game version, ghost picking will no longer exist for dungeons. Though I have seen that there's already people in the works of making mods for this, so people can still ghost pick while using mods. But do I know if those are gonna be actually against the rules? I'm not completely sure. A new thing that I want to mention, before we had to use mods to do this, but on 1.8.9 you used to have a sword block. So whenever you right click a Hyperion, your Hyperion would do a sword block, which would temporarily stop you from moving midair, and now you don't have that. You can literally just teleport around with a Hyperion and you won't have that problem. And if you guys don't know what this means, you will be able to deal more DPS with your Hyperion while right clicking. The reason for this is because right here, each time that I would teleport upwards, I would have to do a sword block. But now because I don't have to do a sword block, more hits will register. So I would kill Barbarian Duke quicker than what I used to be able to before without, or I mean with sword blocking. Now it's time for me to actually look into the actual forging update clip, or more specifically the trailer. So yeah, let's get right into this. So right here at the very beginning, you can see that it's going pretty normal. You can see that there was snow, and you can tell that the normal area for forging is already different. This is not the same island for forging as we once knew, and this is not even the new island. This is the same normal forging island, but it looks a little bit different. It has a different layout. And then here you see Gauntlet. This is the new forging island. The visuals of this is beautiful. I think I'm probably going to play this with shaders because it just looks so beautiful with shaders. And it's a pretty big island. As you can see, there's already new mobs being introduced because with the new version of Minecraft, there is a frick ton of new mobs. Over here is a pretty interesting part. Right here, you can notice that there's this guy right here. This looks like forging gear. Just the helmet alone, I can already tell is brand new. The other guys though, like there's two young dragon armor dudes with this guy wearing piss armor. I have no idea what this is. This is definitely forging armor though, so that's interesting. And you're gonna be able to see that they're not using tree capitator for this, I think, because if they did, that tree would have been gone immediately. But based on the fact that this guy's holding an iron pick, golden pick, I'm assuming there's gonna be different types of pickaxes, or not pickaxes, my gosh, there are probably gonna be different types of axes for breaking trees. Right here is also interesting. This is berry gathering, and these guys are able to throw pickaxes at the tree to break it. And then here, this is an idea that my friend and I kind of thought about that would have been cool. It seems like they added it to the foraging update, but it's like not exactly the same thing. Basically, me and my friend were thinking that it would be cool for a fishing update in the new version to have a very big ocean where you'd be able to explore and swim around inside of it, and you were able to do like some dungeon like stuff inside of it while exploring, finding chests, fighting mini bosses inside the water using some type of like gear. That would be pretty interesting. So basically an island where the whole entire premise is basically just exploring inside the water, and never know, maybe make it so like the deeper you go, the more harder the mobs are, and the more deeper, the more better. Totally not what she said. So basically that's kind of like what this is, but a little bit different. And then here, if I zoom in, we each host contests on our own islands. This reminds me a bit of like Jacob's contests, but I'm not completely sure. But that would be kind of cool if this is similar to Jacob contests on the farming islands. Here we have a fusion machine. I'm not completely sure what this is for. I'm pretty sure this is for attributes, so like this is attribute related. I haven't really studied up on what's going to happen to attributes. I'm pretty sure that they're still in the making of like deciding what to do with attributes, but yeah, this is probably for attributes, I'm guessing. This, have no idea what this is, but looks pretty cool. And then we got a tiny cute little froggy. Please, I have a family. Just want to mention that like, comment, and subscribing will make the foraging update come quicker. It also supports my 6 cats. Alright, back on to the video. As you can see, this is what I mean. Like, you can fit in tight spaces while swimming, and creatures like this, like the dolphin, like just, it would be kind of cool to have a big fishing island that's dedicated to exploring the depths. And they kind of have it for foraging, but like something way more like, it's just like dedicated just for going deeper and deeper inside of the ocean. And it's like a cool concept, but never know, maybe they might add it with the new version. It's adorable turtle. I like turtles. Now that is interesting. This does not look like it's underwater, but I feel like you must have went down in the water to find this. But it looks like a dungeon, and this looks like a dungeon, or not a dungeon, this looks like a dragon mouth, but this is like a miniature dungeon inside the ocean, I think. That's my guess. And as you can see here, they're swimming through this little cross area, and then you find a puzzle. So yeah, it's basically like dungeons, but like using the newer version of Minecraft. It's pretty cool because this looks like it's made for parties, which would be pretty interesting. And I'm guessing people are gonna make mods for that as well, just like how many times you have to click it to match whatever's on the tiles. So yeah, I'm pretty excited for this. Hopefully this will also make it so updates will be easier to release in the future, because now that they have everything already turned into the newer version, it's not going to take as long as the foraging update to release a new update, if you know what I mean. But that's it for me today, and hopefully this comes out soon. Peace!